Welcome back. In this video, we're going to combine what we've seen in the previous two videos. Specifically, we're going to factor expressions that involve both common factoring and factoring trinomials of the form 1x squared plus something times x plus a constant. Let's dive right into our first example and factor 2x squared plus 18x plus 28. As you'll hear over and over again in our future examples, whenever we factor an algebraic expression, we should always try to common factor first. By first common factoring a trinomial, such as this one, we end up getting a trinomial with smaller values that we can then factor more easily using other techniques. Notice here that our coefficients 2 and 18 and our constant 28 are all divisible by 2. In fact, 2 is the greatest common factor of our three terms. Note that x is not a common factor here since the constant term 28 does not contain a power of x. So let's take out our common factor of 2. To get our original 2x squared term, we would need to multiply 2 by x squared. To get 18x, we would multiply 2 by 9x. And lastly, to get 28, we multiply 2 by 14. We're not done yet though. Looking at the expression in the brackets, we see that we have a trinomial of the form x squared plus something x plus something, which we might be able to factor further. As we've seen, to factor this trinomial, we look for two numbers that multiply to 14 and add to 9. 2 and 7 are the numbers we want. So remembering to include our common factor of 2 from earlier, we can then write x squared plus 9x plus 14 as x plus 2 times x plus 7, giving us a fully factored expression. Let's do one more. Negative 3x squared plus 3x plus 168. Again, we first try to common factor. Notice that our values of negative 3, 3, and 168 are all divisible by 3. So we could common factor out a 3, but since the coefficient of x squared is negative, we'll factor out a negative 3. To get our original trinomial, negative 3x squared plus 3x plus 168, we would multiply our common factor of negative 3 by x squared, negative 1x, and negative 56. Finally, we attempt to factor the resulting trinomial by looking for two numbers that multiply to negative 56 and add to negative 1. 7 and negative 8 do the trick, so we can write our fully factored expression as negative 3 times x plus 7 times x minus 8. For hundreds of interactive exercises and solutions similar to the examples in this video, check out the link in the video's description.